Namaskar, dear Cambridgians. Today we are going to learn computational thinking, which is the first chapter of your book. But a computational thinking is a very important thought process that we need to learn in order to solve the complex real life problems. Okay, for example, sometimes it may seem that you cannot solve a problem. Okay, it can be your problem in any of the subject. Okay, or for example, you are preparing for your exams, and the problem is this, that you feel that the syllabus is so long, so large, and you are not able to learn all these things. So what you can do is you can follow the computational thinking steps in order to achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life, right? Now, in this chapter, I am going to teach everything with the help of a situation where a boy Aryan of class 6th wants to plant a large number of trees to make his large colony green, again after a significant amount of tree cutting that was done with the help of some municipal people. Okay, so what this is the problem, that he wants to again make his colony green. So for this purpose he has to plant so many seedlings, he has to plant so many saplings. Okay, so all these things require a lot of task. Now, if that student Aryan, if he is aware about all the computational thinking steps, then he will be able to achieve his task in a proper way. Okay, so first let me tell you what is the definition of your computational thinking. Beta, it is a thought process that teaches us how to solve complex real world problems in such a way that human or a computer can effectively carry these out. It is a very fundamental skill. It is not just for the computer scientists. As in our example, as you know, that there is a boy of 6th class whose name is Aryan, and that person wants to grow so many trees. So for doing this task, a common man, a common student of class 6th can also use these steps. So computational thinking is not only about the computer scientists, but anyone can use it. Now, there are five key components of your computational thinking. As you can see here, beta, in this diagram, it has been shown that the first step is analysis, right? So, analysis means that you have to look at the problem, you have to identify the problem, the conditions, okay? You have to set your goal or the targets, right? So, analysis is a process of understanding the problem, conditions, and defining the goals. Next step, when you have understood that what these are the problems, and then you have understood that okay, this is my goal. Now next task is to break down your main large task into smaller achievements. Okay, you might have seen that in your schools also you give unit test, okay, then you give your periodic test, right? You give your revision worksheets also, right? So these are basically small steps. When you achieve success in these steps, beta, you are entirely ready for your half yearlies or annuals, right? Hence, when you decompose the large task into smaller tasks, then it becomes easy to achieve and to overcome the fear of solving the particular problem. So, decomposition basically means breaking down a large problem into smaller parts which are easier to be understood, is known as decomposition. The smaller parts can be examined closely and solved individually, and thus you will be able to solve the complex problem in whole later, right? Next is beta pattern recognition. In pattern recognition, we have to observe patterns, trends, and similarities in the data, and it is known as pattern recognition. You can also understand it like this, that suppose you want to prepare a kind of dish, right? You want to become a cook and you want to uh, perform something in the kitchen, right? Then what you can do is you can ask your elders, you can ask your mother, friends, you can use internet also to find the various ways of cooking that particular dish, right? So in this way you are basically contacting those people who have already solved this problem in their life. That means you are recognizing their patterns, as well as you will find out the best for you. Okay, so in this process, when you are talking to people, when you are using internet to find a solution similar problems you want to find out, that is known as pattern recognition. And it makes easier for us to solve the problem, because we are new in this problem, but many people might have done the same task, so we have to contact them, right? Next is beta abstraction. See, even if you will use internet or you will talk to various people, you will various ways of solving a particular problem. Like if you want to prepare a dish, then you will at least get 8 to 10 ways of doing the same thing. Then you need to find it out that which way is best for you. Okay, so this is known as abstraction. Okay, abstraction means that filtering out the details or components of the problem and to focus on the relevant or the perfect ones for you. Okay, next is beta algorithm design. Now, after you have understood that what was my problem, after you have decomposed it, you have recognized the patterns, also you have had a word with the people, you have abstracted all the extra details from your project. Now you have to design an algorithm. It will be basically a stepwise procedure of doing something. Like in your mathematics also, you might be doing no step 1, step 2, step 3. So these are basically the steps of doing something. This is known as your algorithm design, and algos can be designed in two ways. It can be done with the help of English language, that is in step 1, step 2, or you can draw flow charts. Okay, so, as I told you, the situation was that Aryan is a boy and he wants to grow various n number of plants in a very small time, right? So, he analyzed a problem that various trees are being cut by the municipal people, and now he has to grow so many trees. Okay, so he analyzed, he set a goal that no, I have to grow so many trees at a time, right? So the problem was the environment is getting polluted, and the goal is to purify the environment. After defining the goal and analyzing the problem and conditions, he decomposed the task into smaller tasks. For example, he tried to find out the donors for contribution of the expenses. Like he is a small boy, he might have went to the people, right, to ask them to give him some money in order to get the seeds, okay, or the planting bags, soil, fertilizers, everything. So first is he tried to find out the contributors. Next, collection of seeds, okay, from various resources, arrange the bags from the nursery, organize soil, bag the seedlings, nurture the seedlings, and convincing colony people to plant the seedlings around their homes and nurture them. So basically, his task was divided into multiple small tasks. Next is pattern recognition. In the pattern recognition, what he did was he went to those people, like RN searches on internet and talked to experts who have already made seedlings in a large quantity. He recognizes similarities between his goal and an existing procedure that expert has followed. Exist among different problems and within the individual issues. So we need to look for the patterns, and then what Aryan did was he got so many patterns for doing the same work. Okay, now for abstraction, what he did was Aryan get various inputs, and to find out the solution, what he did was he find out the best for him, which was economical, that means which required the minimum input and maximum output. Next is algorithm design. Now Aryan has done everything apart from designing a step-by-step procedure. So the algorithms can be represented in the form of a flowchart or plain English text that I have told you earlier also. In computer science, this algorithm can be converted into a program using a computer language. Okay, so for Aryan, the algorithm was step 1 was beta collecting seeds and saplings. Step 2 was making sapling container. Step 3 was mixing the mix needed for nursery bags. So these were the steps which were followed, which were supposed to be followed by the person Aryan. Now coming to the flow chart. So a flow chart is a type of diagram that represents an algorithm as well as its workflow. Now let us understand this flow chart. So in the starting, beta, we have always started the flow chart with the help of a start, and ending will be with the help of stop. So after start, it is the input. Every time input is going to be into a rhombus shape. So in this beta, collect seed and saplings. Next is prepare and buy containers. Okay, this is the processing. Here I have mentioned also that it is going to be a processing. Next is prepare the soil mix. Next is it a seed or a sapling? If it is a seed, then insert the seed an inch below the soil surface, and the sapling, insert the sapling in such a way that the roots lie below the soil. And then both requires nurturing beta. Later you have to plant it and then stop it. So this is basically a pictorial representation of the English plain text which we wrote to in order to follow the algorithm, right? Hence these were the steps of defining a particular strategy of solving a complex problem. Next is applying reasoning to make decisions. Better reasoning is something that your brain will try to look for in some problems. For example, here we have a problem that we have to calculate the sum of first 10 odd numbers, right? That is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. When the child wrote it like this, what he identified was that every two inner numbers were having the sum 20. So he found that I have 5 pairs, and then 5 into 20 is 100. So easily he came to know that the first 10 odd numbers, the sum of these numbers is 100, right? So he recognized the pattern, right? Like here, if you can see in this shape beta, the main steps in logical thinking. See, here we have a shape of 4 sides, right? We have 4 sides here. Next we have 5 sides. Next is 6 side. So naturally the fourth one is going to be a 7-sided shape. As you can see in the shape here also, that it is going to be a 7-sided shape. So if you will recognize the pattern in the problems, then it is easy to find out the ways. Okay, suppose you know how to bake a cake. Okay, how to bake a cake in a steamer, then it is very easy for you to steam any other dish steamer, because you know that you have to put water into it, you have to put it on the flame. As soon as the vapors will start coming, you have to like bake the things. Okay, so that means every steaming process is now understood by you, right? So hence recognizing the patterns is a very good way of understanding the problems. Last topic is beta, what are the key skills that you will develop once you are following your computational thinking steps. So these are the 4 key skills that will be enhanced in a person, that will be developed in a person once that person starts solving his problems with the help of computational thinking. Number 1 is perseverance. Children learn not to give up and learn not to be intimidated by complexity of a problem. Like in the previous example, Aaron was able to accomplish a large and new task by the principles of your computational thinking. So beta, if children will not have the fear, or if they will not give up on any situation in any circumstance, then definitely it is going to be their perseverance which will help them to achieve goals, right? So perseverance means try and try, do not give up, right? Next is debugging. Beta, bugs means errors in computers or in daily life also. Bugs mean some kind of error in your normal thing, right? So debugging means when you are again and again experimenting, when you are doing the things again and again, and after first step or after first experiment you feel that these were the problems that I have faced, then you will try to overcome those problems in your next experiment, right? So debugging is a process that you will try to remove all the bugs from yourself. Okay, hence RN broke the project into smaller tasks and assigned the duties to the volunteers. Okay, so whatever problems all of them faced, they were trying to overcome it because they were so positive in their mind that they have to finish this task. Okay, so debugging means removal of errors by themselves. So next is with a creating. Creating means that you are thinking innovative. Okay, because if suppose one way of doing the thing didn't give you that expected result, then for the next time you will try another way. So hence your brain will be more active as well as more innovative in terms of like creating plans. If plan A doesn't work, go to plan B. If plan B doesn't work, we have still 24 letters, right? So hence, once you start using computational thinking steps in order to achieve any goal in your life, then you become more innovative. Last is beta experimenting. Children gain the courage to experiment and lose the fear of failure, because when you are trying and trying and trying and you are not giving up also, that time you are experimenting with your problems. Hence you don't have fear of the failures. So four key skills you will develop: number 1, perseverance; number 2, debugging; number 3, creating; and number 4, experimenting. So this was the whole chapter. I hope it was clear. Okay, and you should always follow the steps of your computational thinking in order to solve the complex problems of your life as well as academics. Thank you, Vita.